Welcome back to Media Mama TV. I'm Alicia Cutting, and you've joined us for information, inspiration, and conversation because there's always something to be said about everything. So, all right, ladies, one of the buzzwords I think right now is self-care. So, like, what does self-care mean to you? What are you doing? What's going on? What are we doing here?
Personally, self-care for me is making sure I get outside. Making sure, and I got a dog a year ago, and right before the pandemic, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So yeah, it was because I live alone, so it was she was such a great companion and has been. So we walk about four miles a day, around in the city, around the park and everything, and that really. I mean, I call them wonder walks because you just see so many amazing things in nature, and I take photographs of them, and just going through those photographs and posting them makes me feel whole because it's creative, but it's also it's spiritually satisfying and physically I get my endorphins going and everything, and I can't skip because I owe her a walk. So that's
she'll be mad at you if you don't walk her. That wouldn't be good.
The chupacabra will eat my face. So, I like to keep her happy.
To be like, mama,
it's not working. It's not working.
No.
Self-care, making sure that I get vitamin D and just being outdoors. That's my self-care.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Okay. Melly.
So what I learned during the pandemic is that the awareness of you need to stay healthy. And the other thing is that as being a mother and a wife, you guys know that we are pretty much the backbone of everything that goes around. So I kind of felt like I needed to make sure that I had healthier choices of eating, consuming, drinking. Definitely, for a very long time, I stopped working out. And this year, my little cousin, she's a trainer. She's an awesome trainer. One of these days, we'll have her here with us.
Yes.
So of a lot of stuff.
That'd be great.
And yes, and she's been through the whole summer till this date, and she has been training me, and I've been very authentically intentional to get myself together and have better choices when I go to sleep, have better choices when what I eat, what I consume, what my family consume, hide the veggies in their food where they can't see it. Because, if they see something green, they're like, what is that? I have the magic blender. You just and they think it's sofrito. It's all good.
Yes.
That is true.
That's smart.
And listen, and I do it with them. And girl, I have a lot of secrets in my food that I do for the kids, and we'll get to that at one point. But I actually noticed that I started loving more the teas. Teas are amazing, and they do so many good things for your body. And I noticed that I was to one point I was I'm craving for tea now. It wasn't like that. My husband always had to make me do that, and I was like, what is that? I was very and he's like, no. And now I'm the one who's let's go. Here, your turmeric tea, your antibacterial tea. I'm on him all the time with everybody. So I think that due to the whole thing that went down, thank God none of us have been sick at this point. And I think it has a lot to do when you put your mindset where all right, let's take care of ourselves and let's take care of our body. Let's make our immune system stronger. And if our body is stronger, then we mentally are stronger as well. And, the whole thing of going outside, doing your thing, taking advantage that it was spring and summer, that there was a lockdown, everybody was outside, eating, having fun, enjoying themselves, doing the workout, enjoying themselves. So I think that thing made me realize how important we are that we need to take, you know, importance in ourselves and how we feel from the inside out.
Okay, well then I'm going to kind of tag team a little bit off of that one then, because you brought up something that I wasn't really sure, like, okay, well, what does self-care? Because it means a lot of different things, a lot of different ways, but kind of from a holistic standpoint too.
Right.
Your body is made up of cells, and all the systems that we have in place to, you know, to give ourselves optimal health and make sure we're not just eating to be eating, but to be eating to enjoy, but also to feed ourselves. So, I mean, from a physical standpoint, I've always loved my smoothies, not like the store-bought or anything else, but like my fresh fruit. My weakness is juice. So yeah, I know the natural sugars. Yeah. I know, no. But the juice, my protein powder. I have a wonderful vegan superfood, vanilla flavored, and I scoop one of the super greens. A scoop of that, and a scoop of orange flavored fiber powder. So it's like, it all mixes together. It's like this amazingness of super lusciousness. So I'm still on my vitamins that I've always been really diligent about. So that I think that from a nutritional standpoint, I feel good. I haven't had a cold or flu since 2014. So I'm really happy about that. So as far as physical self-care, I think that because you are what you eat and how you feel, but also the stressing of the mind. Like, for example, for me, I really have to give grace to myself and others. So for me, giving grace to myself means, like, you know, I am a mistress of to-do lists, and I love them, and I love trying to be on, and I have all these different projects that I'm trying to manage and juggle and everything. And it's like, you know what, if I get to 2 or 3 things, girl, chill. I mean, it's like everything is different now. The world is different. It'll be okay if you get to that tomorrow. And if not, you kind of switch the priorities to make sure that you don't overstress yourself, because that raises cortisol levels and stresses you out, and I don't like that. But okay, yeah, I also thought this other thing too. Gina mentioned endorphins. So I really think that, you know, from a medicinal / holistic / biochemical standpoint, I think orgasms are really, really important, because from a dopamine and endorphins and all those other kind of things. So, you know, however you get that in, I think that that's important too, because I'm joking, but I'm really not, because whenever I see like self-care list, like take a bath, you know, have some wine. Okay, I don't drink wine, so it's like, I don't. So it's like, go for a walk, that's great. But you know what, we have biochemical things that happen, that oxytocin, and they make you feel good. So I think that's a relaxing thing that can be self-care also.
Yeah.
And look, and I used to teach science, so I'm also talking from a scientific, biological standpoint. So just in general, but yeah, I think orgasms are important.
So speaking of orgasms, not really, but I didn't even say anything yet. But seriously, like that, I think there are certain things that we do throughout life where we are in the moment and being fully present, and not worrying, not being anxious, not being depressed, but we're just fully in the moment. And orgasms are one of those things. And so for me, for my self-care, the way that one thing that I've done, I've committed to myself to every day, every single day, every morning, aside from having an
reset your apple and peanut butter.
Aside from that, every morning I set aside prayer and meditation time. And I've always been like a spiritual person. I've always prayed, I've always meditated, but I didn't do it like, okay, this is how I'm going to start my day. And so I've been doing that now for a few months. I have a meditation room, and like, it's my place where I go to journal, to pray, to meditate, and it's how I start every day, and I don't start a day without it. And I feel like starting my day with that foundation, and that talking to God and listening to God and just being still and being present for a few minutes every day, it's usually like maybe a half hour or so. It's just helped me to be much more present and clear and calmer throughout the day. And it's been just really helpful, and the best things I've done for myself in a while.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Nice. And the intentionality is good.
Yeah. And it's my scheduled time. Like that's just how I start every day. So yeah.
Okay.
Well, ladies, I really admire the different things that you're doing for self-care, especially like during this time with the, the green shakes and the walking the dog and the meditation room and all the tea. And I ain't doing none of that. So my self-care, I'm going to shout out to all you out there whose self-care has been watching more TV and enjoying tasty treats.
Yeah, that's
good.
Part of it.
I'm legit. Actually, wait a second now. This is my turn to talk about my self-care. No, I'm just playing. I actually, because my parents were hippies and I grew up with a father and grew up with all of those things, I feel like for me, actually, sometimes self-care is letting go of things like the teas and the green, because those were like how I was raised, being from Oregon, as hippie people. And so actually the pandemic has been like, I've discovered these new shows on major channels. I didn't even have a television in my house until
I remember that.
I remember that.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, during the pandemic, my wonderful mom, hi mom, she bought me a giant HD TV with built-in all the apps. It's in my living room.
Awesome.
You're loving
Nice.
it. Yeah.
I am tripping on
and-
for okay.
Yeah, for real, Alika, for real, yes. And it's about balance, right? And the other thing that I've been doing during the pandemic, and I don't want to name any of the names because I'm hoping maybe they'll sponsor us, is I have subscribed now to like 5 different beauty boxes. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
So like every month, a different box of stuff is left on my door, and I have discovered beauty products because that was not who I was. And I am now doing that gua sha, whatever it's called, stuff on my face every day. And I'm like, look, my skin looks so young and dewy, and it does. And it's because of all the beauty box subscriptions. So that's been my self-care.
All right.
That's wonderful.
For you,
I'm feeling
honey.
that.
Thank
I'm
you.
feeling that. Okay. All right.
And Doritos.
I was going to say Lay's potato chips. Lay's
Yes.
Ranch Doritos. Oh.
MSG. Shout out to you, MSG. Thank you for saving my
Thank you.
2020.
I think we'll definitely have to do another show about like what are some of the pandemic snacks,
Oh,
or have you
What have been your
rediscovered some
deadly
snacks?
treats?
Right. I mean,
The ones that you
rediscovering
hide.
snacks.
Well, me, I hide from my kids.
Don't let them watch the show.
No, I am serious. I really do, because I'm like, I want to eat this by myself. I don't want to share.
Me too.
that's fair.
That's actually
That's
really
self-care.
actually a whole nother show. It's like how do you do
We'll
those
be back
parental
for that.
privileges?
That is self-care right there.
Thank you. Thank you, Gina.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome.
All right. Well,
I
ladies,
needed to hear that.
let's take a look at this quote, this little inspirational quote. This one is from Ella Fitzgerald's. Just don't give up trying to do what you really want to do. Where there is love and inspiration, I don't think you can go wrong. Ella Fitzgerald. Ella Fitzgerald. Okay, so we want to hear from you. So what do you think? What are some of your self-care things that you're doing? Like leave them in the comments, let us know.
Or what's something new, or what's something old that you let go?
Did you let it go, pick it up, or whatever? So share with us.
What do you indulge in?
Were you Amish before the pandemic and now you have 4 HD TV? We want to know.
My husband has been dying for an Amish wife, and I'm like, never.
Not gonna happen.
Our price won't be half as good, Millie.
Feel like now.
Yeah, right.
You got me.
Thank you.
You got me. It's all good. Okay. But yeah,
Yes,
so
subscribe and like and comment.
we love you to comment. We want to connect with you. So subscribe. Subscribe. And when you subscribe, click the little bell so you can get the updates, and make sure you follow us on all the social medias, Media Mama TV. Till next time, have a positive, peaceful, productive day.
Bye.